Hello, everybody. A very good afternoon to you all. Today, I will be taking up questions regarding to your board's preparation as well as for BitSat preparation. Let me give you a brief introduction of myself. My name is Anshu Singh, and I am a graduate from IIT Kanpur. I have been teaching for Class 12 boards, IIT JEE, and JEE Main examinations for the past 15 years. And today we'll be taking up all the questions related to the preparation of maths, physics, and chemistry for boards as well as other engineering entrance examinations. So you can start posting your queries in the chat window. I'll be taking them up one by one. So whatever queries you have related to the preparation of maths, physics, and chemistry, just feel free to ask them. Yeah, hi Siddharth. So in this session, Siddharth will be only talking about the strategy that you would be required to put into place for increasing your boards percentage, because boards percentage is very important. As you know that a minimum of 75% is required for actually to qualify for JEE Main and JEE Advanced examination, as well as for getting admission into NITs. And also a minimum of 75% is required for BITS qualification, with 60% in each of maths, physics, and chemistry. Yeah, hi Ashwant. So only, there is one question where the viewers asked, there are only 2 days left for physics, and in what way we have to prepare. So if I count the number of days that are left for physics, it's around 12 days, with only 2 days gap in between English and physics examination. So you obviously need to start preparing or revising the physics chapters immediately. Let this not remain for the 2 days gap that is there in between English and physics. In those 2 days gap, you can do a revision of all the formulae and all the derivations which are there in the physics chapters. Uh, Prior to that, what I would suggest is that you answer at least one full-length question paper of physics which is there on the CBSE site. I can also provide you the link. So if you can just start answering them one by one. Uh, CBSE has uploaded question papers from 2013 to 2018, all the previous year question papers which are there. And the link is, I am providing that link in the chat window itself, so you can have a look at it. Start answering these question papers in the examination condition, and just feel free to have a look at the solutions and the marking scheme that is provided by the CBSE. Once you have a look at the marking scheme, you will get to know what kind of solutions you need to, what kind of text you need to provide in the solutions in the actual examination. For example, if you can draw a figure in a particular solution, would that fetch marks for you in a 1 mark question or a 2 mark question or a 4 mark question? So you need to know about all these things before actually giving the main examination. So and also shortlist the chapters which you think that you can actually revise in those 10 days for physics. So if I look at the of in the physics subject, you will see that there are around 10 marks which are devoted to a dual nature of matter and radiation and atoms and nuclei, and 12 marks which is related to electronic devices and communication systems. So these four chapters which are there in physics, they are very theoretical heavy. So you actually know that if you go through the NCRT properly for all these 4 chapters, you are bound to get 100% accuracy in all these 4 chapters. So it's better to devote time on those chapters from which the questions that are going to be asked are theoretical, because the numerical questions chapters, if you are not clear in the concept right now, so the number of days that is left for the examination, it's pretty difficult to actually learn those concepts and actually know the application of those concepts. In addition to that, for each and every chapter, there has to be there is a derivation, which is derivation list, which is there. So if you can write those derivations at least 5 times in a week, you will score full marks in those questions, because CBSE asks you to actually derive certain formulae, certain conditions, and these are generally 4 to 5 mark questions that is there. So what I would suggest is that do not go for learning a new chapter or a new concept. Just cement all the concepts that you have already done, all the derivations that are there in each and every chapter, and go through those chapters which are theoretical heavy and from which theory-based questions are going to be asked. That will help you a lot in increasing or improving your board's percentage. Thala, this is only for class 12 standard. We are only taking up questions for science subjects which are going to be asked in class 12 boards. Susan has asked, I find it difficult to study the chapter integrals in mathematics. Any suggestions to overcome this? So Susan, this is a very huge chapter, and the marks that has been allocated to calculus is 44 by CBSE, out of which nearly 30 marks will be asked from the integrals chapter or the application of integrals chapter. So the time that is left for you right now to do anything else other than NCRT is very less. So what I would suggest is that you take up the NCRT questions, so solved exercises as well as the unsolved exercises. You will get the solutions of the unsolved exercises. Just go through them, try answering them. Whichever question you are not able to answer, look at the solutions, try learning the methods that is being followed in attempting those questions. In that way, you can improve your concepts of this particular chapter. Other than that, I would suggest that you need not take any other question from any other study guide or material which is there in the online space. So for integration, for preparing integration, NCRT is enough? Yeah, NCRT is more than enough, Shweta, because the number of questions and the difficulty level of the questions are more than sufficient, which is going to be asked in boards. If you have already done the NCRT questions, my suggestion is that move on to the NCRT exemplar questions. Other than that, there is no need to attempt any other question. You can find the NCRT exemplar solutions in the online space. What I would suggest is that if you all can get a study guide which has segregated the previous 10-year questions based on chapter, please get that study guide. Answer the questions which have been asked in the past 10 years in this particular chapter of integration, and that would be more than enough. If you're not able to do any particular question, don't lose hope or don't give up. Look at the solution, look at the methods that is being put into use while solving those questions, and that will help you a lot in learning the concept as well as in facing new questions which you will get in the actual CBSE examination. Siddharth, is it possible to skip a few chapters? Sure, Siddharth. You can do that, but be aware that you need to score at least 75% if you are interested in going for engineering entrance examinations. So, for example, if If you have a look at I'll be sharing the marks distribution of each and every chapter, so you can have a look at that, and you can make an educated uh, decision as to which chapters you can actually skip and which chapters you need to focus on. So I'll be sharing that link in just a few moments. So the link has been shared in the chat window. You all can have a look at the marks distribution chapter wise. So when will be for the 10th standard Thala? We are not in the 10th standard space right now. Maybe in a year or so we'll be venturing into the 10th standard space. But you will find a lot of webinars going on or conducted by different online platforms. You can do a search on Google, and you will get some good links from where you will be able to actually know about class 10 standard preparation strategies. How to read physics easily, sir? So Guru, there is a study material that has been uploaded by CBSE, Directorate of Education. I'll be sending a link to you all. So this particular study material or support material which has been shared consists of all the formulae, as well as it consists of a lot of questions which are 1 mark, 2 mark and 4 mark questions, just like the CBSE pattern. You can have a look at this PDF of all the subjects, maths, physics, and chemistry, and you will get a lot of material over there which you can go through within a very short period of time. But you will not get derivations over in this support PDF. The derivations you need to go through from the NCERT book. You will get questions based on derivation in this support material that has been provided. While answering those questions, you can have a look at the solutions which are there in the NCERT theory, and you can write the derivations after having a look at them. And then you can keep on writing them for at least 10 times within a week, and try writing them without seeing the solution. Once you have done that, check it with the solution that you already have at your hand, and see what all steps you have omitted, or where you have committed a mistake. So this particular support material is very useful. I would suggest everybody to have a look at that. So I hope, Guru, I have answered that question. Siddharth, by the way, I'm taking BBA in college, Siddharth. We will discuss this in some separate webinar. We'll take up this question when we conduct a webinar on the career prospects. Currently, we will only deal with questions which are related to Class 12 boards preparation and for BITSAT preparation. Is there any strategy for answering the questions according to marks? No, there is no particular strategy. The only strategy that you should have in place is that once you get the question paper, mark the questions which you are going to attempt first. And these questions are totally based on the level of preparation that you have done for each and every chapters, and the questions that has actually come in the CBSE board examination. So once you have marked that these are the questions which I'm going to attempt first, start attempting them one by one. Only and only when you have attempted all those questions, go for the next set of questions which you think that you can actually answer, not in entirety, but in parts. You take up those questions only after answering the questions in which you are confident in. So it's and those questions can be a mixture of 1 mark question, 2 mark, 3 mark, and 5 mark or 6 mark. So that depends on the level of preparation that you have in each and every chapter. Losing 1 mark by leaving the section A questions is not advisable, because even 1 mark is as much precious as 4 marks in CBSE boards exam. Guru, how to prepare numericals in physics and chemistry? Guru has shared the support material with you all. Just have a look at the numericals which are there given in the support material, as well as the numericals which are there in NCERT book. If you have time, then go back to NCERT exemplar. Otherwise, you can leave that. After completing NCERT, my suggestion is that you can directly go to the support material, because it has a collection of all different kinds of questions that can be asked in boards. So you will get to know the variety of questions that you are going to get in the numerical section, and you can have a look at the solution if you are not able to answer a particular question, and then thereby learn the different methods of solving them. So Ayesha has just said that she's unable to answer most of the questions from last year question papers. How do I overcome this? So Ayesha, the questions that you're not able to answer from the previous year, do they belong to numericals from the chapters? You need to first analyze that. If they belong to the theory of a particular chapter, you need to go through the NCERT theory before attempting the questions of the next question paper that you have in hand. Once you have done that, you will be able to answer most of the questions which are based on theoretical theory or from that particular chapter. In addition to that, if you have a formula sheet or if you have a notes at hand which you have prepared, go through them properly before attempting the next question paper. If you do not have, if you have not created that, you can go to the support material which just shared, that has all the theory and the formula present in a particular chapter, given in a very short format. You can go through that. And if the questions that you're not able to answer are from the numerical sets, then it's best to go back to NCERT exercises. Try answering the numericals which are present over there. If you're not able to answer that, have a look at the solution, realize what mistakes you are doing, what kind of concepts you are missing from there. If you can learn from the mistakes that you are committing right now, in all priorities, you will be able to answer the next numerical from that particular chapter. Which chapter will have more weightage and will be easy? Guru, the easiness of the chapters with respect to easiness of a chapter with respect to other chapters is purely based on the level of preparation that you have done up till now. Weightage wise, I have shared the document where each and every chapter's mass distribution is present. In physics, more or less all the units have the same weightage. For example, electricity has a marks has been allotted 15 marks. Magnetism and has been allotted 16 marks. Waves and optics together have been allotted 17 marks. So if you have a look at the marks distribution of these units, they are almost the same. When we take up modern physics together, they total out to be around 22 marks, and they are very theoretical based. So if you have gone through the theory of NCERT in physics, I think these will be relatively easy, easier than the remaining units. But if I look at the distribution wise, all the units are equally important, and similar is the case of chemistry. The marks range is from 3 to 7 for each and every chapter. So you need to go through the theory of each and every chapter. Just shortlist those chapters in which you are confident in, and those chapters in which most of the questions that have been asked are theoretical based. So if you can devote time or concentrate or focus on those chapters, I think you'll be able to score higher. Sir, is it good for preparing for last year? Yeah, last year question papers. If you attempt at least one question paper of each subject every alternate day, it will help you a lot because it will give you a general idea of what kind of questions are asked in CBSE, and it will also give you a fair idea as to what you need to focus on during these last days of preparation. In addition to that, if you are attempting only those kinds of questions which are going to be asked in CBSE, your mindset will be will actually be uh, basically your thought process will actually be in sync with the way you need to answer those questions. CBSE has also uploaded the model answer sheets of toppers. This is the answer sheets of previous year toppers. You can have a look at it. Look at how they are writing the solutions for each and every question. What is the length solution that they are devoting for a 1 marker, a 2 marker, or a 6 marker? And if they are actually cutting out some portion, they are what kind of methods they are using in order to remove that section so that the examiner does not get confused while checking your answer sheet. And this will give you a fair idea as to what the examiner is actually looking out for while checking your answer sheet. I find organic chemistry very tough. I don't really know organic conversions and reactions. How would I prepare for it at this point of time? Aisha, look at the support material. It consists of all the organic reactions which have been given in the form of a flow chart. Have a look at it. Uh, write down those formulae once while looking at them, and then try memorizing it on that day itself, and on the next day try writing those reactions and mechanisms to memorize those organic reactions, and within a short period of time. And also you will be able to know which are organic reactions are the main reactions which you are not being able to remember. So list them down again and try memorizing it each and every day, and try writing it at least 5 times until you have successfully written it without looking at the notes. Aviral has asked best book for organic chemistry for JEE. So Aviral, for JEE or any engineering entrance examination, the best organic book which you can refer to is, from my suggestion, there are a couple of books, but you can start with Organic Chemistry written by Behel and Behel, or you can start with Morrison Boyd. Either of them is pretty good for engineering entrance examination, in any engineering entrance examination, be it JEE Main, JEE Advanced, or BITSAT. Once you have completed that book, you can go a little bit higher by going into Solomons and Fry. Sir, you have taken confidence level report from us, but you have not responded. So Kishore, the confidence level report is there with us. What we require from your side is that you need to answer the free test on our platform. Once you have done that, we will map it with the confidence level you have given yourself in each and every chapter. Once you have done that, then we'll map it with the actual confidence level that you have in each and every chapter, and then we'll get on with the study plan for you. I hope I have answered that question, Kishore. So numerical has more weightage in physics, or derivation has more weightage? Derivation has more weightage in physics because a lot of chapters which are there in the physics subject, they are theoretical based. So most of the questions that you will be asked will be theoretical based, and there will be numericals, but with respect to the derivation and the theory based questions, there will be few. Are board questions predictable? Yes, Siddharth, they are predictable. If you have a look at the last 10 years questions, they repeat almost the same question, but the way of asking them is different. So the wordings of the questions might change, but what they are actually testing out of that question remains the same. So if you all do the last 10 years question papers, look at the errors that you're committing in those questions, learn from them, learn all the derivations which has been asked in the last 10 years. I think that would be more than sufficient for you all to get a fair idea of what kind of questions are going to be asked in this year's CBSE board. What should I learn in organic chemistry and how to start BitSat preparation now? So, Usharani, you need to learn the reactions and the reaction mechanisms in organic chemistry, because that is the only thing that you will be asked in from that particular unit. For that, you need to list down all the reactions which are there in NCERT, as well as all the reaction mechanisms which are there in NCERT. You need to uh, you need to go to a particular level of preparation within which you are able to write down all reactions without having a look at the solution. You need to know what the reagents or what a particular catalyst does, and how a particular organic compound is prepared. As if you need to know all the preparation techniques of all hydrocarbons as well as all arenes and their derivatives. And once you have done that, I think the preparation enough. So if you can get hold of material which provides you all the preparation techniques and the reaction mechanisms in a sort of a flow chart or a mind map, get hold of that, go through that, try memorizing it, and have a look at it before you go to sleep every day. And try writing it without having a look at it every alternate day. I think that would be more than sufficient for your organic chemistry preparation. Do not leave NCERT. Go through NCERT word by word, because what CBSE board can ask in their actual paper, or what all the engineering entrance examinations can ask in their actual paper, will be from NCERT text itself. And how to start BitSat preparation? So Usharani, if you want to start BitSat preparation right now, it's what I would say is that first you need to know your level of preparation, and for that you need to answer and full length test, which is exactly similar to that of BitSat. And once you have done that, you'll get to know what where which chapters are there you need to focus on, and then we can help you or guide you with your study plan, and then and what study material you need to actually go through for BitSat preparation, because BitSat preparation is different from JEE main preparation, as not theoretical wise, but from the question level difficulty and the number of questions that you are going to attempt in that examination. So Usharani, what we'll do is that we'll share the free test link with you, and you can take the free test as soon as possible. Also, we'll be sharing the tools or the know your confidence level sheet with you. Just give 5 minutes of time and fill that up. Once you have done that, we will get back to you with your study plan. And we'll be soon launching with our crash course program for BitSat in the coming week, and you will all get notified accordingly. And in the meantime, if you can get hold of a study guide for BitSat preparation, which has a good amount of practice questions which are actually of the BitSat level, I think that would provide a very good start for your BitSat preparation now. We have our own study guide, which we have come up for BitSat, and you can have a look at that on the Amazon website, and also at the sample chapters which are there in the Kindle version. We'll be sharing that link with you all. Okay. Then, so I have boards on Monday. How should I go through the book as a quick revision? So Riddhi, do not go through the book. Go through the notes that you have prepared. go through the derivations or the theory that you have written for each and every chapter in your notebook. Go through the support material that I have just shared. They have all the formulae and all the important points written in a one pager or two pager. Go through that. Go through the questions that are there in the support material. I think that would be more than sufficient for your quick revision. And also, you need to attempt a full length test from the previous year question paper each day starting today of that particular subject. What is the best thing to do in cool of time? I couldn't get your question. So if you can rephrase that question, I'll take that up. Provide us the formula sheet. Ashwant, I have shared the support material. You will get all the formula sheet over there. I think that would be more than sufficient. No need to get a formula sheet from anywhere else. This consists of all the important formulae, all the important reactions, all the important reaction mechanisms, which are actually required for your uh, boards preparation. You will get it from there. You will all the set of 1 markers, 3 markers, 6 markers. Have a look at that. That would be more than sufficient for your revision. If you do not have previous year question papers, you can get them on the CBSE website. It would be more useful if you give the whole question paper in a 3-hour sitting. In addition to that, if you want to revise or if you want to improve a particular chapter, get hold of a study guide which has segregated those 10 years previous year questions chapter wise, so that you can concentrate on a particular chapter. But treat these two separately. The previous year question papers have to be attempted as a full length test. The chapter wise question segregations have to be attempted in order to improve your chapter wise scores. Guru, how to prepare integration? So, Guru, preparing integration, stick to NCRT and NCRT exemplar. You do not need to attempt questions from any other material. Stick to that. If you have time, go through the material that is present in the study and the support material that has been shared. In addition to that, integration does not require any other separate method of preparation. Just take care that whatever questions you are not being able to answer in the integrals chapter, have a look at the solution. Try to learn from what kind of method has been applied while solving it, and then mark that question and take up that question in another 1 day time and try answering that again without having a look at the question paper. I think that would be more than CM in the form of a support material. This has not been created by us, but this has been created by the Directorate of Education. So you can treat it as an official formula sheet, which would be more than sufficient for your board's revision. Ashwant, if you want to predict board exam questions, there is only one way. Answer the last 10 years question papers. Question which has been there. Do not skip a single question, even if you are weak in a particular chapter and you think that you need not go through that chapter. Do not skip the solution of that particular chapter. Learn from the solution, mark the questions which you are getting errors in, try attempting those questions again in a day's time without looking at the solution. I think that would give you a very fair idea as what kind of board questions, exam questions you are going to get this year. I want physics NCRT solved numerical examples. Guru, if you can do a Google search, there are pretty good sites which will provide you with physics NCRT solved numerical examples. The best that I have found among all the solution providers is Tiwari.com. You can have a look at that. So you can have all the solutions from there. They are in the PDF format. You can download it and you can answer or have a look at the solutions at your free time. Siddharth, can you please give us a guest paper with predicted questions of this year? Siddharth, there is no shortcut. while preparing for an examination. So if you are looking for a guest paper and somebody is promising you that, I think they are taking you for a ride. Instead of that, Siddharth, you should ask yourself the question: what kind of questions are going to be asked in are going to be asked in this year boards? So for the answer to that question is that the kind of questions you will get a fair idea by attempting the last 10 previous year question papers. That would be more than enough. And CBSE does not ask any complex questions. They only ask questions from the theory or from the numericals which are already there in NCRT main book and NCRT exemplar. For more practicing, you can go to the support material if you have time. Saugant Krishna has asked, how do I prepare for BITS logical reasoning and English, and what are the areas to focus on? Saugant, the only way to prepare for BITS logical reasoning and English is by attempting questions which are asked in BITS examination. If you are okay with the English language, and you are scoring more than 80% in the English core paper or English grammar paper in your school, I think that is more than sufficient in terms of theoretical preparation for English and logical, which gives you a fair idea of what kind of questions are asked in English and logical reasoning. I think that would be more than sufficient. You can find chapter-wise questions in the book that we have designed. You can answer those questions over there and start practicing for English and logical reasoning right now. The type of questions that are asked, they are pretty straightforward, like arranging of sentences, pointing out the errors in a particular sentence, synonyms, antonyms. These are the type of questions that are asked in English section. And in the logical reasoning, all of the questions that are asked are based on visual reasoning as well as on coding and decoding. So if you can have a look at those questions and start practicing them, I think that would be more than sufficient. What are the areas to focus on? There are no particular areas you need to focus on, Sagan. It's the whole syllabus that you need to focus on, because BITS examination paper is a randomly generated question paper. So there may be a case in which you may get a question paper which is organic heavy, and the person sitting right next to you may get a question paper which is inorganic heavy. So if you BITSAT is not an examination in which you can pick and choose the chapters while preparation. You need to go through the preparation of each and every chapter. And the best book for doing that, for doing the theoretical study is NCRT. But you need a study guide which provides you a whole set of practice questions and also test series in which you can attempt those tests in the actual BITSAT environment. Aisha, is tips and notes given in OSWAL enough for preparing for BITS for chapters which have not started yet? Yes, Aisha, they are sufficient, but also have a look at the support material. Whatever they have missed is there, and in the support material, only those things that are important has been given. OSWAL and other study guides which are present in the market, they may have something which are not important from the examination point of view, but I think they are more than sufficient. If you have time, you can go through OSWAL only. Ashwant, can you provide us Rachna Sagar RSPL papers 2019? Ashwant, we do not have that, but if we get hold of it, we will surely mail it to you. We'll try getting hold of it within 24 hours. If we do that, we'll mail it to you. Otherwise, I would suggest that you can have a look at some other source for getting that. I think I have answered most of the queries that has been asked. Any other query that you have, you can post it over here, or any query which I have missed. Please be kind enough to remind me. I hope everybody has got the link of the support material as well as the link of the chapter wise and marks distribution. Please have a look at that. And people who are interested in starting the preparation of BitSat immediately, please have a look at the two links that we have provided for the preparation. You can have a look at the book on the Amazon link also, and in the description of this webinar, you will also find the tools link as the confidence level link. Please fill that up. And Kishore, if you are still online, please find out time to answer the free full length test in the exact exam condition. Do not leave the question paper in between. Once you have done that, we'll map it with the confidence level that you have provided us, and we'll get back to you with your study plan. Thanks, Aisha. Thanks. We are here to help you, and please feel free to contact us whenever you feel like. We'll be more than willing to help you all. Yeah, thanks. So I think most of the queries have been answered. So I'll take leave from you all right now till the next webinar. And best of luck to you all. Keep your calm, keep your cool. Take stress, but not a lot of stress, and prepare well. Thanks a lot.